Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Dan Overboard. My name is Dan and I work aboard the Sky Princess with Princess Cruises, and this is an officer cabin tour. I'm going to attempt to show you around this cabin as much as I can and show you what it's like living on board and what the expectations might be for an officer's cabin on somewhat of a newer ship. Sky Princess is just over 3 years old at this moment. Some people like to say minus a year, give or take, with COVID not being in full operation, but the ship itself has been sailing, came to berth in October of 2019, so this is a relatively newer ship, and I'm going to show you around, so come along. So this is the cabin here. Now the curtains are closed right now, so I'm actually going to open those up and you can see it with the natural light as well. And now the portholes are open, so I get the natural light in here. And now I will just show you about the room. So immediately right here, we've got the power thing. So I put the card in there to make sure your power turns on, light switch right here. I've also got my privacy sign if I need that for any privacy or to refresh my room. So I don't actually need to necessarily clean my own room. I am responsible for dusting things and sanitizing what I touch in the high touch areas and whatnot. But I do have a cabin steward who does clean my cabin twice a week, I think twice a voyage. Give or take, who vacuums, cleans up the bathroom, refreshes towels, makes the bed and linen. But I am responsible for dusting mostly everything else around. So there's a few cleaning supplies in the washroom, which I'll show you as well. But before that, we've got a couple hooks right here so I can hang my jackets and sweaters and anything else. Put my backpack just down here for going on daily tours or going about any of the ports. And then here's our closet right in here. I've got a life jacket. This is technically a two-person cabin, so that's why there's 2 life jackets. Every cabin that has 2 people in it, 2 berths, will need 2, or if it's just 1, you have 1, but if there's 3, there's 3, if there's 4, there's 4. And for infants as well, if you have a small child, there's child-sized life jackets as well. But as for us, there's 2 of them. Well, as for us crew, there's 2 in my room. I've got my hat right here. Obviously just storage, shoes down the way, there's a length mirror here, and same on the other side. So plenty of closet space, whatnot for shoes, clothes, anything else I've got. And then just here is my desk area. That's where I've got my laptop. A lot of the editing that I do is done right here. And then up here I've just got some of my equipment, GoPro stuff, watches that I like to wear. And then just general stuff that I keep around in the cabin. Here is my pager that I have to carry with me at all times. I'm on call. I'm on call 24 hours a day. And yes, 1993 called and they want their technology back. Haha, that's hilarious, but it's actually very useful and very reliable on this ship to use that. Also my key card. And then in my pocket, I've got my employee ID as well. Also our device, our company device for everything else that we do on the ship, and then my own phone as well, which I keep right next to the TV, which I'll show you in a little bit. But as you can see, there's lots of storage space as well. Lots of dressers, drawers, and things like that. This one is where the mini fridge is kept. So if you've got your own snacks or drinks and water and whatnot, I keep a lot of my stuff in there. As well, not much as you can see. And then up here in this one is the safe. Each room does come with a safe as well. I don't actually use mine. There's nothing important that I need to store. People like to put their valuables and passport and whatnot, but I'm not in possession of my passport, so I don't have it. It's at the crew office. Our crew manager handles all that. Our crew agents handle that. And then just right here, a couple chairs. There's a waste bin. Below, there is an end table right here, which technically could just be like a coffee table right out here, but I usually keep it just in the corner to keep some things on. Lamp, more storage space, below more storage. And then the bed, which is a nice comfortable bed, it's great. Below there, I've got some more storage. down there, so I keep like laundry supplies and things like that. And then there's more drawers, which I've got, you know, socks, underwear, clothing, everything on there, shorts and things like that. And then out the way, I have 2 portholes in my room, which is fantastic. I am on deck 4, and we are out at sea at the moment. As you can see, we are at sea, somewhere in the middle of the ocean. At the time of filming, we're heading back to Fort Lauderdale. So we're on our way there. We should be arriving there for about 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Air conditioning right here, which is quite cool, as you need it to be, and warm as you need it to be. I haven't really needed to turn the heat on because we've been in warmer climates for most of the point, but here, most of the time. And here's the thermostat here, which works pretty well. I like to keep a schedule of the itinerary right on the wall as well, and I like to mark it with this little pin right here as I move about the days. These walls are all magnetic, so if you have any magnets, you can just clip on whatever you want to clip on and take off whatever you want to clip off. It's very convenient and clean because obviously you don't have any tape or push pins for the wall. It makes it very neat, and sometimes with my medallion I just clip it right onto the wall and it just sticks there as I need it for the day, so I don't forget it in the morning when I go. And each room we've got a fire detector or a smoke detector. We've got a sprinkler system as well, and then speaker for all the announcements. So if captain makes announcements, or if anyone else, if it's an emergency, it goes through all areas of the ship. It'll come right through here, as well as loud alarms. And now I'll show you the bathroom. It's right through here. So it's not the largest thing in the world, but there's the toilet, got a towel rack here, toilet paper, tissues there, sink, hand soap, and then a mirror, a little vanity, like a medicine cabinet with rings on both sides for more storage space, which is fantastic. Also on the side, I don't know if you can see right in there, there's another speaker right in there. So if you happen to be in the bathroom at the time, that will play out whatever it needs to play, alarms or announcements or anything will play right through there. And on the opposite side is an outlet. I keep a little night light in there, but there's a little outlet in there if you have a electric shaver, toothbrush, or curling iron, or whatever else you want to use. Toilet simply flushes just by the push of this button here. And all your magic just goes wherever it goes throughout the ship. Got an air vent right in here. The thing about these air vents is that they cannot be turned off. They cannot be powered in any way. There's a constant flow of air at all times. Even with the thermostat one, these ones cannot be turned off. They are either on hot or on medium or on cool, but there's always a constant airflow through all of the systems. And this is the shower. It's right in here. Just a standing shower in my room. And there's a pull string just right in here if you want to hang towels or clothing or bathing suits or anything like that. Just go straight across. I hang my wet towel on there. I'll give you an idea of what it looks like. I'm standing straight up right now, and then we'll get into the shower. Hi Mom, this is the shower head right here, and this water thankfully gets very hot. If you like taking hot showers, this one gets very hot. If you like taking cold showers, my cabin doesn't really have cold water, unfortunately, even from the faucet itself. So I make do with what I got. As you can see, the shower's convenient. It's got a little grab handle right here. The curtain just goes right across. That's it. Space for other soap and toiletries as well. And there's even a warning just on the wall here. It says, "Warning, please test water temperature before stepping into the shower," just in case it's either too hot or too cold for your liking. And down below here there's a little waste bin, and then of course some of the chemicals that I mentioned as well. We've got different cleaning products for different surfaces and whatnot, and also different rags and cloths for different surfaces also. So like I said, I'm responsible for dusting a lot of the areas here, but in the bathroom my towels are refreshed Toilet is clean, shower is clean by my cabin steward. So thank you, cabin steward, if you're watching this. Another very important thing about these cabins is the amount of outlets and the place of them as well. And this ship, being a US ship, has both US or American plugs and Euro plugs. So just here, is an example of a Euro plug just next to my laptop here. And on the opposite side, where the phone is 2 American plugs. And the phones work on an Ethernet cable, so phones just dial right from there. Up here, where I like to charge some of my devices, is another outlet right in here. And then down below, behind my desk, right here on the floor, is another outlet. And this is great for additional one in the bathroom if you wanted to do whatever else you needed to do in the bathroom or whatever else, because running across the floor is not too convenient. I don't have use for that, but sometimes I have a clipper set. If I just wanted to give myself a little buzz, I can just plug it right in there, or I can also use the one up just there. The problem with that one is that it doesn't have the universal large prong and small prong. That one is only a small prong, whereas this one is both universal for large and small. And then behind here, behind the TV, is an American plug right in there. And then again, all the TV channels and movies and streaming is provided by a network cable. And over here where I have my lamp, this one is also a Euro plug right into the wall there. And I believe that is it for outlets in the room. So all the doors are fireproof doors as well, up to a certain number of minutes. Floors are carpeted. There's woodwork. And conveniently, right next to the lamp, there's another room switch so that you don't have to get out of bed. So there's 2 switches, one at the front and then one just right there. So I did have the portholes closed when we first started the video, and now I'll show how to open them. There's just a turn dial up here, which you just spin all the way open. And same with the one on the bottom as well. And then just push them out of the way, and the door swings right open. And then just on the back, you can latch it with this hook here, just in case you want it to stay open. And there you go. Now you've got natural sunlight through the cabin. Now as for the TV, I'm going to turn this on and I'll show you all the features and cool things that are on the TV. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of selection here. First defaults opens to this princess page where a lot of the default things are shown for interest. You can just use the remote to scan around wherever you need to be. The princess pattern is an outlook of the day and what's going on. My cruise, how you've booked your voyage and whatnot, and what's coming up currently on this voyage in terms of watching safety videos, watching the wake show, videos about the spa, other destinations and excursions and whatnot, and then all the movies that we can stream and watch as well. There's quite a few things on here. It's divided into all the different scenarios and whatnot. You can continue watching what you previously watched as well. Some newer, some older, some movies I've never even heard of, which is great. I've actually watched a few that I would probably never watch otherwise by recommendations of other crew. They say, hey, did you watch this movie? Never heard of it. Watched it on here. Some good stuff. Scrolling down, there's lots of TV series as well. Like I said, lots of old, lots of new, lots of obscure things I've never heard of. If you just want to listen to music or watch live TV, there's that option as well. Lots of different channels as well. Obviously, we are in the US market at the moment, so we're more catered towards the US side of things, whereas when we were in the UK and Europe, it was more BBC and UK things. But we got some ocean originals, which are princess material for the most part, or cruise material. Music, if you just, like I said, if you just want to listen to music, that's on there as well. Lots of different genres. Planning your future cruise. This is our cruise consultant who has her own videos up there, and if you want to have a chat with her, she's up on deck 6. But lots of different itineraries that we're going into, and different ships that also go into these itineraries as well. You don't have to just book Sky Princess when you're on Sky Princess. You can book any Princess ship when you're on Princess. And then other applications. So as I said, we're currently at sea, and one of the most things that I watch the most on this TV is our location and where we are. So there's a GPS system of our itinerary per voyage, and when that loads up, it shows you where we're traveling and where we've been so far. So this is Florida, which we're actually on the way back to Fort Lauderdale, but we had cruised all the way down here as far as St. Martin, and then going all the way back, 2 days straight back to get back to Fort Lauderdale. So it's a 7-day voyage entirely. You can scroll through the different locations of the future and where we were before: St. Martin, St. Thomas, Princess Keys, and started in Port Everglades and Fort Lauderdale. Just at the bottom here, so it shows our current speed and our current location, the date and the time. You can't view beyond what the current voyage is, and you can't view back to what the previous voyage was. The same goes for weather as well. If I just scroll back over here to weather, so it shows the current, what we're at right now, but you cannot view a previous location, because obviously that weather is not necessarily relevant to us anymore. We just want to look at the future. So in Port Everglades, when we're expected to arrive, or this is current actually. Yeah, so that's weather, and the TV is very, very useful. For my first 2 months on my contract, I didn't watch TV at all. I only turned it on to look at the location of where we are. So you can also zoom the map in as well if I wanted to get closer to have a look at where we exactly are. Of course, we're in the middle of the ocean, so not much is going to show when we're all the way zoomed in, but if I zoom out just a little bit, you can see another island just out here, and then back a little bit of where we're exactly sailing, and then all the way out you can look at our whole itinerary in one shot. So I did mention the Wake Show earlier as well. The Wake Show is a show that is recorded daily right on board and then streamed in the morning of the next morning. So it's recorded the day before and then played for the next morning, which plays all of the, it plays an itinerary for the day, plays what's happening on the ship, talks about everything that you want to know about Princess on a daily basis and throughout the voyage as well. There's different information. There's guests and different contests that are held and hosted each day as well. And ironically, I'm actually in this one. This one, as you can see, is actually filmed on deck 4, not very far from my cabin, maybe about a 4-second walk from my cabin, just outside, and I happen to be walking by doing laundry on this day. This is Matt. He is our cruise director. Fantastic, amazing, naturally funny guy. I love him. He's fantastic. This is Dan, our entertainment director, who just joined a couple voyages ago. He's also fantastic. And Matt is the daily host, and at the time of filming, it's getting close to Christmas right now, so they've got a little bit of apparel on them at the moment. So this is the Wake Show. I highly recommend it. It's great for guests to wake up to, and if you just want something to play in the morning. I haven't done it much, but I started watching a little bit lately, and it's good stuff. It's very informative and very fun. Here is Charles. He's our general hotel manager of this ship. He is in charge of all of our staff and all of our crew and all of our guests' happiness on board. And he is a fantastic guy. He's quite funny himself, but he's also very passionate about customer service. He's been doing this for a very long time, and he's very good at what he does. And I really like working with Charles. He's a great leader and a great mentor as well. And I'm not just saying that because he's our general manager. I'm saying that because I have to.
What's really important to understand our guests is that we read every single comment.
Yeah, and also not only that, but there is a difference. So when you fill in the surveys, which you definitely need to do, I think. Hello, Dan. Are you actually on your way back already? That's okay. Very good, Dan.
Where did you go? Where is he?
I think Dan thinks it is port day today, ladies and gentlemen. He is our night manager, and of course he's worked all night, so of course he's a little wondering about. No, I think important is to realize what can.
common on cruise ships for a lot of crew members to share a cabin. On this ship, I think the highest number that we have on a per person cabin is 2. It's a bunk bed kind of style. Officers' cabin, single stripe and higher, have their own cabin, so that's why I have my own. I don't have to share a bed with anybody unless I choose to, and I don't have to share my bathroom with anybody, whereas other cabins that are right next to each other, the ones that are shared by 2 people, they would also have 2 people just across the way, and then sharing a bathroom between them. So you'd have the door here, and then the toilet and shower, and then another door there going to the next cabin. Mine is obviously laid out differently. Lots of other cabins on different decks have that same situation where they share a bathroom, and other cabins don't. You might have still 2 people, but still their own private bathroom as well, shared between the 2 people and not having to share. Okay, that's the video. Thank you so much for joining me on this officer's tour of my cabin. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to answer and show you anything you think I might have been missing, or maybe do another video altogether, but let me know. Hope you're well. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, leave a subscription, leave a like. We'll see you in the next one, and we'll see you overboard.